Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here again for another series review straight from AMC and AMC Plus, starring Giancarlo Esposito Parish. I have here my co-host going and doing this non-spoiler series review, Bizzy Braun. What's up, Bizzy?
I'm excited, man. I mean, to be able to talk about this show finally, considering that they were promoting this heavily when The Ones Who Live it was airing. So it's like I was really excited to kind of dive into this, considering some of the talent or cast that they were showing on screen. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and this is a huge cast. I mean, you got Giancarlo Esposito in this one. You got man Skeet Ulrich
Yeah.
coming out of here, coming in playing the role of Colin. You got a really interesting broadcast with Zachary Mahana, who's playing the role of the horse. Ivan, I'm not going to pronounce his name right, so I'm just going to call him first name. Ivan and Bonnie playing the role of the two the brother and sister in the role of this. I think Paula Malcolmson's playing the role of Rose, who is Giancarlo's character, Gray, his wife. And yeah, I mean, you got a really interesting broadcast. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of tap into it. The thing about the background of this is that Gray is a guy that has a past, and he used to do some very interesting things while driving cars. And now he's kind of turned it straight. Like he's got his own garage, he's got his own repair business. He's got a lovely daughter and a wife, but his life isn't exactly what he wanted it to be because unfortunately, he had some tragedy that happened within his own family. And for better or for worse, he gets right back into the thick of it, the life that he tried to escape, and now it's much, much worse because he's dabbled in with some gangsters that are trying to get him to do things a little bit more differently than even what he's used to. And it's a lot of bloodshed. It's a lot of intense engagement on an emotional side, and some really good camera work to be able to express a lot of the emotions that Gray as a character is kind of undertaken because of his loss within his own family. Busy, can you talk a little bit towards like some of the acting in this that you've seen?
So we were seeing some great acting right off the rip. Of course, when we see Giancarlo Esposito, we expect it. Like he's great. But then we were getting some like craziness between his the character who plays his wife. She of course had a moment where she was just, you know, she was going crazy. Like it looked great. Like the emotional response to how her husband's acting and how that they are so desperate in the situation that they're in. Like you could see it on her face. Even with their kid, I mean, the kid is just obviously with everything that's going on. A child isn't one to process things kind of correctly sometimes. Sometimes things can go a little crazy. So, of course, the way that they are handling her character seems a little accurate to me. So I've enjoyed that. But yeah, it's been fun all around.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to kind of bring it up because there's a whole other faction that's happening. You got Skeet's character Colin, who kind of is like bringing Giancarlo's character Gray back into the fray. Skeet's doing a really good job. Like he's got the accent down thick. He's very engaged. It's weird because the last time I seen Skeet, he literally played um, Jughead's dad,
Against that in
and,
Riverdale.
freaking, it's just weird. But he's taking this role very seriously, and I love his chemistry with Giancarlo. But I think that Giancarlo makes everybody better. But this specific group right here, I think that they make a very interesting dynamic. And again, this is Zachary Maw, Ivan, and Bonnie. Again, they play this interesting trifecta. Zachary's playing the role of the horse. He's the person that's got the cane to the left. And everything that they're trying to do and how they're engaging with Gray as a character is really, it feels so dangerous and vibrant. But then there's some other things happening from their family dynamics. And I think that because of the way that this is scripted, it's not just, a cookie cutter, like by the numbers situation. Like you could say on the surface, like, okay, Gray is this great driver and they're inducting him into this and he's getting back in the game, but he's also dealing with grief, and they're also trying to figure out this power dynamic of being able to run a family and what is right and what is wrong, what is doing things the ethical way and what is things about self-preservation. And I think that the way that they wrote the characters, it helps out with how they're progressing the story. So even when there are slow moments or slow burn moments, you're still getting some meat and potatoes from how the characters are flushing out. So I think that they're doing a really good job of flushing the characters out along with the progression of the story. But another thing I guess to talk about is I thought so far from what I've seen that how they're handling the car sequences and the camera work, I think they're doing a really good job with it. In a show like this, I kind of didn't expect it.
Mhm.
But they're taking like the baby driver transporter route of how they're handling it. And I think it's just gonna continue to ramp up. But what were some of the things you kind of noticed with some of the scenes in this?
So that's the one thing when it comes to like camera work, specifically for like car chases or something. Sometimes it's a hit or miss, especially for like cable. Sometimes like or like shows that are just they're not like streaming service shows, if you will.
Hmm.
Um, Sometimes the budget shows, but with this, they're just doing a really good job all around. Of course, the tone it's pretty dark. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean they're making it fun to watch. I mean, the camera work's not lazy. Everything's been great. Uh, it's it's been great. I really don't have any complaints when it comes to that, honestly.
Yeah, I think it was the first episode we noticed that like how Gray took on a car. Like he handled it with care. He kind of like checked it out up and down, and he just you can tell that he's not about just crashing something for the sake of it. Like he treats everything with care, and he's a very precise man. But specifically behind the wheel of a car, he takes very high note and mark of it. But as far as the series is concerned, I'm engaged. I'm liking it. I do think that for some people it may be a slow burn at first, because it's not like oh this and this and this. Like you really have to just allow yourself to kind of just ride the wave to see where the story is gonna go. But every single episode that we've seen is hit like a good apex and a mark, and also it's ended on a crazy note as well. So, Busy, go to your closing thoughts and rating for this series so far.
So far, I'm gonna give it like an A minus. It's hasn't been too crazy, but at the same time, there's just a lot to be excited for. Um, the character building, just getting to know each character has been pretty exciting. Even the people who are like bad guys, if you will, are pretty interesting. So it's really exciting. So I'm looking forward to more.
Yeah, no, same. This right now is resting at an A minus to maybe a B plus. It's right in between. I
Mhm.
think as I continue to watch it, that I'm gonna get more and more invested. The thing that I love about the series is I don't know everything. I really truly don't know who Gray is or what he's come from. They've shown me certain things and threads, and there's also like this overlaid like presence that they have yet to show what's really going on. It made us speculate like certain things while we are watching, like, wait, is this person involved in this? Is this person involved in that? And this is also based on a previous UK series called The Driver. If you guys have seen The Walking Dead, the person that plays the role of the governor, he was Giancarlo's character in that series. And so that's what this is also based off of. So if you want to spoil yourself, you can go and watch that. But I do think that they're taking luxuries from it, but I don't think they're just keeping to that same trope, because this takes place in New Orleans, and I don't think that took place there. So I love the vibe of New Orleans. Like I think they got the vibrancy there. Like you can not just the thick accents, but you really feel like this is all being filmed in New Orleans. So I think it was a high note on that, Mark. So I don't have too many negatives, but I'm curious to see where it's gonna go. Yeah. Busy. Where can everybody find your content, bro?
Busy Braun on everywhere. YouTube. You can find me at Busy Reactions on Instagram. But yeah, I'm everywhere and here. Reviews over here.
Yeah, guys, go down to the description bar below and check out all of Busy's content. If you guys want to see me reacting to stuff and coming out of my shell again,
Yeah.
it's all over Busy's channel, and we also are doing some interesting things on social media side. We're going to be covering all different bases. Right now, we have a group going to WonderCon. We're also going to be covering CinemaCon. So we got a lot of different events that are coming up really soon. Hey, Busy might be going to New York Comic Con. But anyway, we're going to go. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go and tune in to Parish. It's coming out on Sunday, May 31st at 10 o'clock. Am I right? Is it 9 or is it 10?
I want to say 9, but The Walking Dead I think ends. This is the last episode, so I'm pretty sure they'll bump it to 10
Yeah. So
for this week at least.
stay tuned, guys. Yeah. Wait, last episode of Walking Dead? What? No!
Falling off the top of